Hello everyone. We are stepping into a monthly reading for the month of November for the collective. Today I'm going to pull from a few different decks of cards. I'm just going to follow my intuition, but I'm going to go ahead and start to shuffle and see where it takes us. Okay, so first we have sacral chakra. I feel comfortable in my own body and I'm sensitive to other people's feelings. Super beautiful card. It feels like there's a lot of fire involved in this warmth, really grounding into your own being and how you relate to others. And then we have your own path. I follow my unique path with courage and strength. And then we have Moon Goddess. I am in harmonious flow with the moon's energy in all phases of life. So it really feels like the month of November is bringing us into ourselves, into trying to really step into the flow of who we are and how we relate to the seasons and the phases of the earth. It's all about flow right now. And this is going to open up your path, your unique path that no one else can define for you. But it comes from feeling comfortable in your body and having empathy. So also feeling comfortable in your emotions. This feels a lot like surrender and call upon your strength in order to do so. I'm going to go ahead and pull some tarot to clarify. Okay, so when it comes to the sacral chakra and really getting into who you are and how you relate to others, there's been a bit of unhappiness, depression, like you can't see the light of connection to people. Perhaps there's been a lot of quick and hurtful words being passed back and forth, a mind over heart mentality, but it's disconnecting us from ourselves. And November is really asking us to get down and dirty with what we're unhappy with other people. How do we want to see these relationships actually feed us instead of constantly giving us this longing or desire for more? The Queen of Swords has come up as well, and she's very emotionally stable. She knows her mind and knows how to move forward. So, I think that this is encouraging us to use our minds to change our lives, to change how we connect with other people. Try and find what makes you unhappy and use your words in a thoughtful and intentional way to change it, to talk to the people around you and to draw that connection deeper into yourself so it can feed you and it can feed whoever you are trying to communicate with or trying to relate to. But in regards to your own path, because next is the your own path card, Sometimes people can get in the way of our paths because we want to make them happy, or because we live up to their expectations. Sometimes we don't even know how much we live up to other people's expectations. But we've been using a bit too much masculinity, a bit too much get or done mentality in order to move through life. And it's keeping us from our own path. It's keeping us from the emotional satisfaction. This would represent emotional satisfaction. And this one, all of our emotions are just flying all over the place. So, you know, this is really a balance between the masculine, which can sit here and really listen to its feminine, or it can try and make everything happen that is right and disregard her very wise, very experienced and observant perspective. Because the connections that we have with the people around us are just a reflection of what we have, of the connections we have with ourselves. And the dissatisfaction that we're having with the people around us is also reflecting in the dissatisfaction we're having with ourselves and our lives and our paths. And right now it's time to step into our path, to follow unique courage and strength. Unique is the most important part of that message. When you get comfortable with who you are and okay with the idea of being different, then creating a unique path, brings freedom and harmony, which brings us into the moon goddess, the harmonious flow with the moon's energy in all phases of life. This is very strong and potent right now because we're switching seasons, and I'm in Texas, so we're flip-flopping from summer to winter. It's insane. But being harmonious with the flow of the seasons is being harmonious with life itself. And the seasons really reflect the rhythm that we have. And we got the Fool in reverse, which means that, kind of like I was saying, we're flipping from summer to winter really quickly without a transition. We're sort of stumbling into the next season. We're caught up in the past. We're caught up in what was. I think maybe some of the more nostalgic aspects of the past, or maybe even some of the bad things that have happened, are keeping us from moving into this fresh mentality in a healthy way. To be the Fool is one of the most exciting cards because we're starting a new path. He doesn't need much, right? He's sitting there. He might fall right off a cliff, but he's really happy to be there. The sun is shining right behind him. Now, mistakes can happen, and since we have it in reverse, I would say that mistakes possibly are happening, or we're just not comfortable with being noobs anymore. And the reason we're not comfortable with starting this new phase and being harmonious with this new cycle is because we're caught up in old mentalities, in old concepts and patterns and family life that perhaps overshadowed our uniqueness, our individuality. So let me pull a few more to clarify. Okay, so we've got the Hermit. Draw into yourself. This is really in alignment with the sacral chakra and your own path card. Draw into yourself. Define your uniqueness. Find harmony within your being to create harmony outside of your being. And in conjunction with this reversed Page of Wands, it's like, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Passion is important, and we're not going to get anywhere from clinging to something that doesn't work for us anymore. We have opportunities and love and self-love and an overflowing amount of abundance coming our way. And it's scary sometimes to release the people around you or the ideas that they've taught you to hold on to cling to. But really, we're being encouraged to, forge your own path. Draw into yourself. Don't be afraid of isolation. You see, he's carrying a wand. He's holding a staff. That means his passions are with him in his isolation. He may be without others, but he is not alone. He knows what brings him vitality. He knows where he wants to go and how to light the way. And there's nobody there. He's in the cold. It seems to me like he has no resources except for himself. And that's very important. Don't be afraid of your mistakes. Don't fear your new phase of creating a life of passion. It is filled with love and opportunity and emotions that are more satisfying for you. You may be learning how to define your emotions even more than you've ever imagined. And that's really coming from using your intellect and stable heart-mind connection to decide what has been making you unhappy in your relationships to other people and your relationships to yourself. And when you define all of that, this new phase isn't going to feel so arduous. It's going to feel exciting. It's going to feel in harmony. It's going to feel a natural process. It will effortlessly manifest, as opposed to trying to move one boulder at a time. It's like a lot of relationships in our lives right now are shifting, and it's scary, and it is causing us to cling to the past and maybe even stick with some illusion, because the moon goddess, outside of the idea of flowing with the moon's energy, the moon can represent a lot of veils and manipulation and some illusions. So try and use your mind, use your Queen of Swords, use this very, very stable, experienced, intuitive woman who knows her mind and her intellect. Use her to understand what's illusion and what's reality. Use her to understand what's making you unhappy so that you can start fresh on a voyage to surrender to the things that do make you happy, that feed you vitality and life force and a lot of creation. Your own path, this is life purpose. And as a collective, I love this card because maybe as a collective, we're stepping into a deeper life purpose, a new earth. How cool would that be? So I'm going to do 3 more cards before our time is up. These are just kind of like light cards. Cyclamen, resignation. Say goodbye to what you no longer need. Exactly. Say goodbye to the unhealthy patterns in your relationships with others and yourself. Heart's ease, compassion. Tread a little more tenderly. So that would definitely come into alignment with trying to be harmonious with the flow of the moon's energy and the cycles, and also that reverse Fool. Don't stumble around, be intentional in this transition. Find the excitement. And Xenia, absence. What is not here is the key. What is not here? Happiness, satisfaction, ease, flow. So that is the message for this month, you guys. Release what doesn't serve you anymore in your relationships with others and yourself, and try and find what you're missing, what you're feeling deficient in. It could come to you a lot more naturally when you learn to really ground in yourself. All right, have a good month.